I got to have my daughter utter the words of, you want to know what long-term meth recovery looks like? Look at my mom. Have your baby be able to be that proud of you.
Welcome to the Well with Cannabis podcast, a show dedicated to telling the life-changing stories of those who live well with cannabis, all while teaching you how to do the same. Meet your host, Emily Kyle, a registered dietitian nutritionist turned certified holistic cannabis practitioner. Emily changed her life for the better with the help of the cannabis plant, and now she is committed to helping others do the same. Tune in each week to hear heartwarming stories and gain the knowledge you need to feel connected, inspired, and supported on your own cannabis journey. Whether you're a new cannabis consumer or a lifetime lover, you'll benefit from these uplifting tales of real-life journeys that will show you how you too can live your best life well with cannabis.
Before we jump into today's episode, I wanted to share a note on potentially sensitive content. The episodes on the Well with Cannabis podcast are created for adult audiences only. We will at times cover sensitive topics, including but not limited to suicide, abuse, mental illness, sex, drugs, alcohol, psychedelics, and the obvious use of plant medicine. Explicit language may be used occasionally. Please refrain from watching or listening to the show if you're likely to be offended or adversely impacted by any of these topics. The information on this show is for informational and educational purposes only. It does not constitute medical advice. If any of the content on this podcast has brought up anything for you, please reach out or speak to a professional or someone you trust. Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the Well with Cannabis podcast. And I'm excited here. We are doing a couples interview today. We have Coco and Shannon here with us. Hello, you both. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah. Now, Coco, you have shared with me your personal story, which is incredible. And it talks about leaving this very different life behind for this beautiful life with cannabis. Are you willing to share a little bit about your history with us?
Starts real young, got pregnant way too young. I lost first child to adoption, which puts your life in a weird position. I turned around, got pregnant again. That was my second child, and he was born stillborn.
So sorry.
It was because of my meth addiction. And I'll tell you, that stuff will grab a hold of you and grab a hold of you fast. I was introduced at 18 years old after he was born to crack cocaine. And it was 1998 when I was able to leave that behind. But smoked like a chimney and got hooked on opiates and benzos. So the 2007, they tripped across the inoperable brain tumor. Yes, left ventricle. It's just a meningioma. They are the best kind of brain tumor to have. Okay. So simple. They stay in the lining of the brain, everything else. I just got mine in the worst place possible, which was the ventricle of the brain, making it inoperable. At that point, I had some dental work left in my mouth, and they were able to pin me down by that and do one radiation treatment.
Wow.
One gamma knife radiation. So 2012, thinking I was a baddie, I decided I was going to smoke one more cigarette with a nicotine patch on, with a full deck of meds on file. And I had what they call a TIA, one of the little mini strokes.
Yep.
And I got caught with cannabis in my system because he had panicked because I wasn't acting right and sent me to the hospital and begged the doctors check on that brain tube. And they caught that little TIA on file, on CT scan. So I got labeled an addict for cannabis on a pain contract and sent home.
These pain management clinics, the more I hear about them, the more terrible they are. It's crazy what they do to people.
Yes, ma'am, it is. And there are people that'll say, well, you know, they have the reason, and they do. And I'm not saying that because there's people like me that get addicted to pills. Shannon's mom suffered with the same problem. That's what he was raised with, was a mom addiction. And but it opened my eyes to, hold up, there is an alternative, and I'm seeing there's a problem associated with these meds. laws in Washington changed. And I started joking about coming back to Washington to be doing what I'm doing right now. And that is then it can be done. That's it. I was anti-marijuana. I was the one that fell prey to believing heroin, crack, marijuana, that's all right here, all equal. So I often joke with people that for my 18th birthday, well, you know what? Crack, why not? So yeah, it's a journey.
Quite the journey, you poor thing. That's terrible. So what does life look like today? You're off of all medications, you say? Congratulations.
I'm left on some blood pressure medications, some diabetes medications. Other than that, it's just a difficult that mood stable.
Yeah.
It feels pretty good.
It's amazing. I mean, that is amazing. You have gone through so much and to be here and so well. Tell me a little bit about your cannabis in your day-to-day lifestyle right now. What does that look like for you?
It depends on what time of day we smoke during the day. At night, I use it. We use it topically. And she uses it topically. Yeah, I use it topically. He uses a pen. I don't do well with the pen. Real higher concentrations. My little brain doesn't do well. So I like edibles because the edibles help me sleep and not have the nightmare.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I'm so happy for you that you found cannabis and have made this transformation. If other people are listening and they are struggling with prescription medications or other drugs, what advice do you give them to get to where you are today?
Stand strong. It can be done. I don't know what else to say there.
I'm so proud of you. That's all you have to say. And you have made such a change and such a difference. I am so happy for you and that you're doing so well. Let me transition. I like to ask all my guests the same 4 questions. Are you ready for them?
I am.
Hey. All right. So the first one is, what are you most proud of in your life?
My children, my husband. Without them, I'm just an addict.
You're so much more than that. You're a mom, you're a wife, you're happy, you're healthy.
With my husband, I get to be this amazing rock star recovery wife, grandma, mom, community member willing to say, you hurt, my heart understands. I got to have my daughter utter the words of, you want to know what long-term meth recovery looks like? Look at my mom. Have your baby be able to be that proud of you. Yeah.
Congratulations. I mean, you have made...
I say I'm proud of them because without them, I couldn't do this.
You need that support. Absolutely.
And they accept me for my broken is what I say, but yeah, proud of everything we've gotten to overcome together.
Oh my gosh. Yes. I mean, a lifetime of things. And look at you now. You have a beautiful home and a puppy.
Right. We have that. He dealt with a lifetime of things at 18. I dealt with a lifetime of things at 18. Then we met and we have dealt with a lifetime of things.
Yes.
And as grandparents, we're getting to reap the rewards of through those things. So
that's beautiful.
Thank you. So
proud of you. I mean, that's just amazing just to sit on the other side and to be able to say you're proud and that you have a beautiful family is not everybody gets that. I'm so happy for you.
Shannon met us in 2003. And so he went from prison to barely being free, met me, different kind of prison, put a ring on my finger, And when we got married, my family was against it.
Really?
Oh, yeah. My mom, when I was putting on my gown, came in and asked, are you sure? Yes.
Oh.
And I told her that if she would shut up and judge with, how much he loves me and her grandchildren, she'd love him just as much. And when he hit his knees to give each kid a ring to signify during the ceremony, and then the music got played too long and the kids led us into this hug, and everybody thought that part was what was, not a dry eye. And so at the end of the wedding, while, walk by and you get the hugs from everybody. Yeah, my mom wraps her arms around me and says, "You better not screw this up."
Gosh, how long have you been married for now?
Since 2004.
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Almost 20 years.
Yeah, right? I know. I put up with him that long. We got to move back to Canton, Illinois, where he was born. Right?
Yeah, for a little while.
For a little while. That's where my TIA happened and the most of my pill addiction.
She was so, let's put it this way, she was so messed up on pills and lack of sleep that she plopped her head down on the table and she had her teeth and she broke it in half.
Oh, you poor thing.
Didn't know it.
Right?
Wow, that's crazy.
She was so messed up. I was doing the roof in record time and she swore up and down that it was taking me weeks and months to do this part of the roof. And we'd only been there for maybe
an hour
at a time.
I would lay down because all I could do was be like, I'm tired. And I'd go lay down. And when I would wake up, I would think it was a brand new day.
Yeah.
And I'd wake up and nothing had been done. Like none of the dishes had been done, none of the drywall had been done, none of, and yeah.
She did it so bad that her son looked at me like, "Wait, Dad, I can't help no more."
Can't help.
She was on 320 Vicodin. I was getting 320?
No, 120.
120.
Yeah. We were part of that astronomically high pill mill problem they had.
Were they from a doctor? Was a doctor prescribing them?
Yeah.
And that was just the Vicodin. That was not the Percocet. That was not the opiate, the benzos, the muscle relaxers. Yes.
These all came from the same doctor.
Do you think that doctor ever feels bad? Like, it's crazy to me that these doctors existed.
I would love to ask him face to face. I really would. I would love to ask him if you go back to Illinois area, like the reason why I got hooked up with this doctor was because I met somebody who said, "Hey, go here if you like pills."
Oh my God.
Addict here.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not going to say that I don't suffer with addiction. And I did. And my husband has pain problems and deserved his pain meds. But because of what his mother went through,
I won't take them.
He won't take them.
I've got degenerated disc. I got bad knees. I've got some kind of pain in my toe. I ain't gonna lie. I have pain everywhere, and I prefer to use cannabis instead of
and that includes like ibuprofen, Tylenol, anything like that.
I don't like to take any of it. They barely get me to take the medications I got for my psychiatric doctor. But if I could figure out a way to make cannabis work,
right.
He still has nightmare issues where I've been blessed that those are kind of working their way through. He still has it. But yeah, and I didn't have the control to leave his pills alone. And
right. The fact that like doctors are not held responsible for what they've done is just crazy, because how many people have had a similar experience to you but aren't here to talk about it today? Like, the fact that you're here to be able to even discuss this is a miracle. And I'm so glad that
I'm here to be able to discuss this with you after hearing things such as, you want to die, to die.
From a doctor.
From a doctor.
The doctor.
There is where we will just stop. Yeah. The fact that I am here to just have this discussion with you, yes, it is the state of the healthcare situations that we have is beyond ridiculous.
We've only answered the first question.
Right.
Well, it actually moves in perfect to the second question. The second question is, and I'm sorry because it's everybody's least favorite question. Everyone's like, why'd you ask me that? What would your life look like without cannabis?
Addiction takes many forms. Had I not tripped across cannabis, what would I have tripped across?
Dangerous what?
Yeah.
I was lucky. I got started when I was younger.
So, and there are many people out there that weren't blessed enough to trip across heroin. And yes, I can proudly tell every phlebotomist I run across, this right here is from you, and proudly point to the inside of my vein. And I always tell them the first time I say you, and I'm like, I'm not you personally. And that's my fear. I have an ex-husband who died with a needle in his arm. I probably would have myself.
Thank God for cannabis. I'm so glad that you both have it. And I'm so glad that you're here sharing this, because how many people could trip over cannabis? It would be amazing if more people could find cannabis. And by you sharing this and how much it has helped you, I just hope it reaches somebody else and helps them too. You're brave to share that. I mean, you're very brave to share this.
I have been what they call the black sheep of the family for many, many years. And 3 years ago, I am no longer the black sheep of the family. I am the rainbow. There is more cannabis, sparkles, and jazz fingers. Let's eat.
Oh my gosh, what an amazing outlook. It is perfect. Now, next question. If you could go back 10, 20, or 30 years ago and give yourself a piece of advice related to cannabis or not, what would it be?
30 years ago would have been when I had his accident that cost a man his life. And 30 years ago is when I lost my son's life. For him, I don't know what he would have thought, but
I don't think I would change the thing. Seriously.
How can you?
If you change, if you tell yourself anything, the repercussions is astronomical.
Right.
You can change the whole fact that where everything in your whole life goes. You never know. I could have ended up being somebody that was deadly against cannabis instead of somebody that's really for it. I mean, that questionnaire was harder than the rest of the questions.
If I could go back 10 years, we could go back 10 years. I don't think any words. I'd want to say any word. Just smile and show.
I would.
This is a man who jokes about going back to prison so that his life is easier.
Knock on, hey, I want back.
Oh my gosh, you guys sound like you've been married for almost 20 years.
Right?
In the best way possible.
What shape or form did I ever see me getting to have that little old couple bickering back and forth? I've been married for 110 years, Come on.
It's special to grow old with someone, though. I mean, to have each other is beautiful.
Right. He's a really awesome guy. He's perfect for me. He knows how to make me laugh, even when I don't want to. Seems to know when I need it the most. Stuck at my side for all this time and through everything. And getting to dream of having conversations of my own child loss and not be ugly crying. Being able to say, my son, Ernest Richard, an angel. And I get to share that with the granddaughter that I got and the grandson who came 29 years later.
Oh.
1 day shy of 29.
Oh, sweet.
And is a rainbow baby.
Oh, how perfect.
Right? So yeah. And it was only in 2018 that I was going to beat myself. So I was done. I hurt. I was done. I was being treated poorly by doctor after doctor after doctor, polydrugged, and fine, you guys want to be that way, then here, have every medication you have me on that.
Yeah.
Not wise to do when there's blood pressure meds. But turns out part of my medical problems that were putting me on a fast track to death was a screwed up reaction to my blood pressure medication that the doctors missed. Yeah. My allergy list to meds is like a mile long.
Oh, gosh.
And we're not sure anymore if it's the meds themselves or could be a binding agent, like on other things. Like I can take Tylenol, children's Tylenol, but adult that makes it the pills.
I remember getting my knee done that Thanksgiving, and they kept refusing the pills. Just kept, I was stuck in the bedroom. All I have is a TV. Everybody else gets to be out in the front room.
Yeah.
And my leg is propped up, and she is the clumsiest woman you ever will meet. Well, honey, you need something? Let me get you something.
So, you can have a spot this big that is painful to touch and not speak a word of where it is. And I am the kind of person that can walk up and find it.
Oh, gosh.
That's all those kinds of experiences is why I am whole medical community as a whole needs to have some major changes. And I'm not saying there's not good people in the medical community. You know, it was a nurse that stood me up on my feet and went, I believe you, you spicy little bitch. Go change the world. And I'm fully aware that there's even good doctors. It was a fluke that the one doctor had a bad feeling when I came in with that migraine that tripped normal migraine. And instead of just pumping me full of crap and sending me home, can I do a scan?
Yeah.
You know, and
check something out. Nothing much should come of it, but can I just check something out, see if there's something wrong? So I took a brain scan.
Right there in the hospital.
Gosh, so lucky they did.
I remember the doctor coming in and putting his hand on my knee and waking me up because I was out of it. And the look on his face was very concerning if you weren't on heavily medicated things. And he looked at me and he said, you have a deep-seated sinus infection and there's a mass on the scan that you're going to need to have an MRI. Right? And I'm like, I looked at him and I laughed. We had been trying to get an MRI of my little brain for a couple of years for my doctor. My doctor's office was closed on Friday. The next day was Friday. There was no way. I went home. I passed out. I woke up the next day and my doctor was calling me saying, your MRI is at 3:30 today. In a 3-month period, I went from relatively healthy to sleep apnea, diabetes the next month, inoperable brain tumor the following month. Oh, and then let's spice it up and share some of the bad. My grandmother fell, who I'm like this with, snapped her neck, like clear up at the top, right? Grandma snapped her neck, and then I had to have gamma knife radiation treatment.
Oh my gosh.
Right. So 2007 was kind of a
rough year.
So rough year, but we've made it.
You've made it. Thank God. I mean, you've made it through so much. It's unbelievable.
Right. Like, so.
And then to be here and share it with us, it's so special. You've overcome so much. And I appreciate you sharing that because other people need to hear and be inspired by what you have done.
Appreciate that. Next question, please.
Right. It's our very last one. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you could be remembered for just one thing in the cannabis space or not, what would it be?
Being the kind of person that fully believes, well, the behaved women don't make history. Let's make history.
Oh my gosh. Absolutely. And I hope we're making history here today. I hope so many people listen to this episode and feel your story, feel inspired, and see that it's absolutely possible to go to hell and back and to be here today with a husband and a family and a home and a dog. And just to be you're looking so amazing. I'm so proud of you and I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Right. Getting to do some positive things is pretty amazing.
I'm so happy for both of you. And I can't thank you enough for coming here and sharing this and hopefully impacting other people's lives as well.
I hope that it helped. I really do.
I believe it will. I believe we're meant to have this conversation and to be here today. And you were meant to be here today to have this conversation and to get it out into the world to show people that it's absolutely possible to live this amazing life you have today.
Right. Mom used to call me her little quitter, you know, when you have that kind of quit list. But yeah, I quit things that still most people, I got to admit, it's good to be able to see that. This year I'll have 31 years off crack, 25 off meth, 11 off of tobacco, 3 off of opiates and or 4 off of opiates and benzos.
That is incredible. Coco, that is amazing. I'm so proud of you.
Shannon has had meth for you were 15 when you used to do that? 15. So, you know, I just found out that his drug of choice as a child was meth and cannabis. Shouldn't be married for 20 years.
You learn something new every day about your partner.
Every day that you learn is not a wasted day, is what my grandfather always used to say.
So true. Thank you so much for being here today. I really appreciate it.
Appreciate it too. Thank you. You have a great rest of your day, okay?
Congratulations. You've finished another episode of the Well with Cannabis podcast and are one step closer to discovering how you too can live well with cannabis. Thank you for listening in today. We hope this episode has been a helpful and informative one. Please visit EmilyKyleNutrition.com for more information on today's show notes, guest information, recipes, and other resources. If you want more support and encouragement on your cannabis journey, please consider joining the private Well with Cannabis community. In this group, you can connect with like-minded individuals focused on improving their health and wellness through cannabis. Join the group today to continue your journey of wellness together at EmilyKyleNutrition.com.